Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So this is my 10-gallon Guppy Endler hybrid tank. Thought I'd show this today because I'm pretty happy with the way it's coming along. The population is growing and it's filling in the tank with lots of fish. Not too long ago, the population had dwindled down some, and now it is rebounding. Back up to, I don't know, at least 30 fish in here, more even. That's probably down to maybe 10 or less. I love how, one thing I love about guppy tanks, just seeing all different sizes, from full-grown adults to juveniles to fry, all swimming around together. So I just did a water change on this tank today, and there are some, as I was doing that, kicking up doing some little bit of gravel backing. It's kind of hard to do it in this tank with just the whole bottom is all hair algae mixed in with detritus. But yeah, so there's some babies that would have just been born. So that female right there was bigger, so she unloaded some babies. But yeah, even with all this algae and stuff, I've showed this tank several times where I was battling algae and having issues, and now I've just come to accept it, and I like it the way it is, and that may even have something to do with how the fish have rebounded, where I've been super busy, and with a lot of my other tanks, the populations have reduced because I haven't been feeding as often, and perhaps when I haven't been feeding them, they may have been grazing on the algae, so that might have been a benefit. There's multiple factors. That might be one. I've also been feeding them better food, I guess. Been feeding them this Smartemia, Cobalt Ultra Pellet Smartemia, and Rapashi food. And they're doing well and healthy. There was a stretch where it seemed like I would lose maybe one fish every month to dropsy, but it's been a long time since I've had a fish experience that in this tank. Yeah, some really cool colors. These Guppy Endler hybrids. Some like those are kind of guppy-ish. That's Endler-like. Let me see if I can. There's one particular favorite of mine that just kind of looks like a wild guppy. I pointed out last time I showed this video. I'm in this tank. Alright, well, there it is. I think it's cool how that has it looks wild looking, just with no, I mean, I have wild guppies that I've mixed with some Endlers in my 3.5 gallon tank, and but never put any in here. It's interesting how it came out like that. But yeah, so what I was gonna do is feed these guys, so stand by one moment while I put some food in. All right, so we loaded up the tank with food. 3 different types of food, all good stuff. So Repashy food, that's the comes in a powder. It's a premix powder that you mix with hot water to form gel food. And this is the grub pie, Repashy grub pie, and that is one of these Sarah spirulina veggie tablet, and then little particles in there are floating around. Among that is Smartemia. So now that the food is out, all the fish come out to feed. So prior to feeding time, as many fish as there were. Now it just looks like there's so much more. I said maybe 30 or so. It's got to be at least 50. You see that many more come out to eat. And I have some pygmy corridors in here too. I just saw them. They might be right in front of me. There's one. Right there. There's 5 pygmy corridors in here. And I think I'm going to add some more. So I have a bunch in another 10-gallon tank. Yeah, pretty awesome how the population is rebounding in here. It's nice to have that in one of my tanks. Because unlike my mutt guppy tank, that one, the population is really reduced. The one that I actually used as an example, a couple of videos talking about how many guppies you can keep in a 10-gallon tank. But this is a good example right here. The population can grow like this. I'm going to move on to that 10-gallon mutt guppy tank, because the population is pretty much at its end. Like, what's cool about this tank here, I never had to add any more fish. It just rebounded like this. But I am actually going to have to add more to my mutt guppy tank, because I only have 2 males left. And I'm going to have to add some females and more. So what I think I'm going to do is add a couple of these from this tank, a couple from my wild guppy lime green Endler tank, and I'm actually thinking of going to my local fish store tomorrow to buy some more guppies. I don't think I've been this entire year with the pandemic and everything, and working as much as I haven't had any time anyway. But yeah. So that's the last of any jungle val. When I did the water change, I just put a root tab there, so See if I can salvage that. But yeah, let's take a look at another tank. Alright, so this is my 10-gallon mutt guppy tank, or at least what was my mutt guppy tank, because now that's all that's left. These two males, and I think that one is a cross between a guppy and a yellow cobra endler, and a couple platies or varietas platies, marigold varietas platy. I think that is the daughter of that one. Looks like I had a male red wagtail platy in here, and this just looks like a cross between. This one was born in this tank, so I think it was the red wagtail father and that mother. And there's 4 bronze corridors in here, and they are doing great. They have been doing great the whole time. And there's new Caridina shrimp in here. There's some on the back wall. But that population has dwindled some too. And I used to never be able to see the rocks or anything. I put that rock pile in here for shrimp babies to hide. There's all Java moss all covered in here, but that all died off. Haven't added any fertilizer, haven't had much lighting, just have this submersible light here. The light in the hood doesn't work anymore. And again, I haven't been feeding this tank much, but unfortunately wasn't able to get this tank to rebound without adding fish to it. But yeah, gonna have to add some females, probably add some platies too, at least a male. One thing I think I might do is add a green swordtail male to this, because in my 29-gallon tank I have some that are males that aren't growing swords. I think I want to just see how they would do without, you know, where they be the dominant male in this tank. So see if that can make a difference there. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go to my local fish store tomorrow, get some new fish, and move some fish from my other tanks into here. Alright, well that's it for now. And remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.